Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of The Little Wolf Knits. My head is not in this. My name is Brianna, and I am the dyer behind The Little Wolf Knits, and now, I guess, designer behind The Little Wolf Knits Designs. This is episode 10. I believe it's episode 10. The last one was in 2 parts, and I remember that being 9. I think it's episode 10. It's only been about 2 weeks, but I've already forgotten most of what we talked about. So if you're new, welcome. If you are coming back, thank you for coming back every single time and hanging out with me a little bit. It is Wednesday. I keep thinking it's Thursday, but it's Wednesday, October 6th or 7th. I don't even know. October 6th or 7th. And it's about 7:30 at night. You can see it's, or maybe you can't see, but it's already dark outside. And we're officially into fall, which I don't like. This light is bright, so I'm going to lower it a scotch. I'm just going to shut it off. I have my ring light, so you should be able to see. So we'll be fine. It just looks dark back there. It's kind of creepy. Maybe I'm just scared because it's October or whatever, and Michael is making me do like a scary movie or show every night of October, and I am sufficiently terrified, and we have barely just begun. So I may be a little spooked, and I might rush this along because 1, I'm scared. 2, I'm dyeing yarn. And 3, we have more scary things to watch after this. But I will talk a little bit more about that later. You're joining me in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, which is not where I'm from, but where I live right now with my partner, Michael, and work as a therapist by day. I'm drinking a briny melon, which is a Anderson Valley. It's a watermelon sour, Gosa. So good. So refreshing. And I'm hanging on to summer with every chance I get because I'm a summer girl at heart. But I don't have too much going on. Some administrative things to cover at the top of the episode. My flannel shirt socks are live. I don't think they were live the last time we spoke because that was 2 weeks ago. They might have just been live. But they are live, and they tie in to one of my FOs that I will show you because I'm super excited about something else that is coming up that is different but related to the flannel shirt socks. Y'all have really loved them and supported their release, my first ever pattern. And I am so appreciative and grateful and so happy to see folks tagging me in pictures or sending me a message telling me what you're planning to do or what yarn you're planning to use, or even like buying a sock set and letting me know you're planning to make those. It really makes me happy. It makes what I do worthwhile. So that's administration. I guess other administrative things, just a heads up that they're coming. So one thing, I think I finished these last time. My Oi with the Poodles already socks, inspired by Lorelai Gilmore and month 2 of my Gilmore Girls Club. These will be coming out soon. The club, let me see, this is blowing out. If I could lower this a little bit. The club, we're just waiting for 4 charms from Amanda of Little Bitty Delights. Whoa, talking is hard today. I was at work all day and I'm exhausted. So we're just waiting on those charms. They should come in this week. The yarn is dyed right over there, right off screen, and ready to go. So hopefully they'll go out by this Saturday, if not beginning of next week. And then these skeins will be listed and the pattern will go live. Testers have flew through them way quicker than I expected. And they're just a really simple, really potato chippy, easy to memorize, and just kind of keep going until they're done socks. They have a lot of texture. It's blowing out a little bit, but you can see, there you go. The bobbles, this little chevron, a garter stitch heel flap and gusset, and a really fun garter stitch toe detail. And this is my Give Her Coffee and She'll Go Away colorway. This is 1,000 Yellow Daisies, and this brownish purple, that's pretty accurate, is Coffee, Coffee, Coffee. And so that means that once these go out, my Lorelei, guys, once my Lorelei stuff goes out, my Rory stuff comes out, and I am so excited. I think it's going to be really fun and have a lot of inspiration for mom socks, and colorway, dyeing style. It's going to be a full skein with 2 minis again, and the charm is going to be amazing. Like so amazing. I cannot wait. The first 2 charms have been blown me away beyond what I ever could have expected. But this 3rd month is going to be unreal. So that's coming up soon in the shop. Another thing on the radar that just to let you guys know, and I'll share a little bit more details about it next time, maybe even make a separate video about it, is that beginning in November, I am going to start my self-care cal again that I started last year. It's going to look a little bit different this year, which I think is something we all need. It's going to be called, I think, the Self-Care Collaborative. I'm not sure yet. Let me know if you have ideas. What do you want this to be called? Because I don't just want it to be knitting. I don't just want it to be crochet. I want it to be weaving, sewing, embroidery, needlepoint, painting, like any craft, any work, even if it's not crafting on something external and it's just working on something internal, reflecting on something, writing a poem, sharing a story, something like that. It's all going to be included. I'm going to run on Instagram to try and make it accessible to as many people as possible. And it's going to share a really fun, I think, new aspect that we didn't have last year, including other makers, which I will share more about next time we chat. So definitely keep your eye open. You're going to want to get involved. There's going to be a crap ton of prizes. It's going to run from November 1st through at least mid-February at this point, and maybe longer depending on how it goes. And what I'm thinking is just doing maybe monthly prizes as people go along, and then maybe one grand prize from all of the entries. I don't really know, but keep an eye out. It's going to be super exciting. Moving on to finished objects. Technically, this was an FO last time and it just blocked, but I'm wearing my Jupiter crop. I have a shirt on underneath because I was in the office today, and I actually was wearing my Love Note with a t-shirt, a tank top underneath, but I kept it on and just threw my Jupiter crop on top. This is it. This is how it fits. Oh my gosh, I love it. It's so cute. I love the colors. I'm super happy with what I did. So this was like a rusted spokes terracotta test skein maybe, for the main color. This is my birthday suit. This is Beach Grass, See You at Dusk, and Boardwalk, all on my 420 base, which is my DK base. I knit the smallest size. I definitely knit the smallest size, and I have like a 32.5 bust. And like a 28-inch waist maybe. So I knit the smallest size. I use the needles recommended. I don't think I made a Ravelry page yet. I'll try and do it. But if you have questions about the pattern, feel free to leave a comment down below. If you have questions about the colorways or anything I did, I think I shared a little bit more last time, so you can even go check out that video. But I love it. I love the way it fits. It's so comfy and cozy, and I really like it. I don't know, something about the length and of the sleeves and the body. It feels like warm but not too hot. It's pretty fall weather here, 50s when I wake up, and like keep snagging this. 70s, high 60s by midday. So this is like perfect right now. So that's what I'm wearing, and a kind of not really new FO. But FO number 1 ties into my flannel shirt socks a bit. So once I made that pattern, I was like, this needs to be a hat. This really needs to be a hat. I don't know how to write a hat pattern, but I figured it out, I think. And this is in my Zigzag Stitches bag. It's all these like cute little zombies. And this is currently written and in the hands of my testers who are getting started on it and doing amazing things. So it is a DK weight hat. It's in my 420 base, and I knit the sample up in my You'll Float 2 colorway for Michael for a fall Halloween hat. I promise all the ends are woven in. This one is out because Michael likes a really long brim. He wanted to fold it up. I wove in the end, and I realized I wove it in on the wrong side because you could see it when you flipped it up. Hold on, my oven's yelling at me. Just shut it off. Awesome. So I actually picked it out and I have to wind it in again. So like I said, this is in my 420 base. This stitch pattern is so stretchy. When I say stretchy, I mean like this will fit so many heads. I knit it for Michael, who has a 22.5-inch head, but he likes his hats really tight, so I knit it for a 22-inch. I have like a 20-inch head. My sister has a 21-inch head, and it fits all of us like amazingly. It's a little bit long on me because obviously my head is smaller, but look how freaking cute this is. And again, like I said, the stretchiness of this pattern is perfect for just like any size head, which is going to be perfect for gift knits. I know a lot of folks like making hats for gifts for the holidays. They're quick, they're thoughtful, and people wear them. But sometimes it's hard with sizing and to know you don't want to put all this work into something that doesn't fit and use a pom-pom and all of that. But I think this is going to be a really great hat for that because you can fudge. If you're a little bit off on the sizes, there's definitely enough stretch for this pattern to be forgiving. And I thought it was cool. I followed the pattern all the way up to the crown decreases. There you go. So it looks pretty cool. And like I said, Michael wanted a folded brim, but he did not want it attached. I told him I could do it like a double brim so it's on the inside, but he said he likes it like this so you can see it. So that's what I did. So this is my flannel shirt hat. It will be coming soon, hopefully by the end of the month, if not sooner, depending on how it goes with my patterns. And because of the stitch pattern, I am trying to make this hat accessible for everyone, from newborn sizes to 23-inch head. And the way I'm writing it is that if you want to do a bigger size, if someone just needs a bigger size, or you want to adjust yarn, like say you want to use a fingering weight and just figure out what your gauge is and make the pattern, it's going to work for any size. So that will be a perfect, I think, gift knit pattern. And it works, it's just so good with variegated, speckled, solid, tonal. I think it's going to be perfect. So that is FO number 1, and I'm going to weave this in correctly this time now that I've shown it to you and give it to Michael. And here's the rest of my yarn. I actually keep forgetting to weigh it to see how much yarn it took, but there's a little bit left of that cake. So that's FO number 1. FO number 2. If y'all follow me on Instagram, you have seen the journey that this next project has taken me. I thought I would hate it. If you told me all of the things that we've gone through, I would tell you, no, I hate that project. I never want to see it. But I don't. I love it. So it was my mom's birthday on September 27th, and she was like, I want to sweat. Actually, a long time ago, she said this poncho she really liked. She got rid of it. She wanted me to make her another one. I was going to, dyed yarn, the whole thing. She was like, oh, what if you make me a sweater instead? I want big balloon sleeves. I was like, okay, what about some of these things? Sent over some patterns. She was like, no. Found a pattern on Etsy and sent it to me. And it was probably a fine pattern, but like there wasn't too much info. The gauge and like yarn that they used in the pattern seemed off. And like, anyway, I was like, Mom, are you sure this is what you want? She's like, yes, that's what I want. It's a bulky weight sweater. Actually, bulky held double. I don't have bulky, so I was like, oh, could hold worsted double to make a bulky and then hold that to hold worsted triple or quadruple. It just felt like too much. I was like, I'm just going to go to the store and get bulky yarn, which I don't normally do. I went to Joann's, and this is in my By the Bay yarn comb. Actually, I didn't go to Joann's. Michael went to Joann's for me. Long story. And because I found this yarn, I don't know if y'all have seen this before. It looks like exclusive to Joann's. It's called Buttercream Roving. So it's a bulky yarn that is just a single strand of 100% wool. It's not superwash. It's pretty woolly. Not scratchy, just woolly. Like it feels like wool. And I was like, oh, cool. In this like tan oatmeal-y kind of color. So I was like, perfect. So my mom told him what to get. He brought this home. Now this is bulky. So I do the first pattern. The entire sweater held double in 3 or 4 days. Sped through it. It was on size 19 needles, which were actually a pain in the butt to knit with because they were so big and clunky and hard to hold. I give it to her. I don't like it. I don't like the fabric. It's really dense. And stiff. I give it to her and she tries it on and she's like, oh, my mom's not very good with gifts. And it's good. I'd prefer her tell me the truth rather than lie and just not wear it. She's like, this isn't what I thought it was going to be. And I'm like, yeah, that pattern didn't, yes, you're right. This is also not what I thought it was going to be. She was like, oh, just make me whatever you want. I trust you. And I was like, you know what? Yes. It was helpful to know your inspiration, but asking for someone who doesn't knit to find a knitting pattern is like asking someone who doesn't bake, like someone who doesn't bake asking a baker to make a cake that looks like this. Like, that's not how it works. There are other factors that go into this that's like, let them do their craft for a reason, right? Let them do their craft. They know how to do it for a reason. So I was like, back to the drawing board, literally unraveled the entire sweater, balled it up, put it away for a few days to give myself a minute, and was like, okay, back to the drawing board. So I ended up going with petite knit Louisiana Sweater, which was a bulky weight held single, big ribbed neck, balloon sleeve sweater. And I finished it in about a week, but it was not that easy. So I do the neck, I do the body, I do the sleeve. Okay, looks good so far. Sounds good. Let's see, can I throw it over this? I do one sleeve. I waited till I was with her so she could try it on. She's a little bit taller than me, so it might look a little different. I'm gonna die of heat. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. I really like it. So yeah, she's taller than me. So I give her this to try on as I'm doing it, as I'm with her, to see and make sure the sleeve would balloon. Let's see. Yeah, that kind of. Okay, right? Perfect. Finish sleeve 1. Come back home on Monday. Go to knit sleeve 2. Knit all the way down to here, and Tuesday morning realized that I knit this whole sleeve on the ribbing needle instead of the main needle. So this is on a 13, the ribbing's on an 11, and I looked at it and I was like, it looks so different. It's just not gonna work. So I ripped the whole thing out and I was like super frustrated, but I ended up knitting on it all day Tuesday, and being on a bigger needle, it flew by. I finished it last night. And I don't think I'm going to block it. I don't know. It's 100% wool. Do you block 100% wool? I guess I could. I don't think it's going to grow very much, and my stitches, I think, look pretty good. There's some because of the roving. The roving is just thicker in spots, so blocking isn't going to do anything for that. But I think it's really cute. I really like it. So if she doesn't like it, I'm going to keep it for myself. And I did this in a size small, and I used, I have 3 balls left. So I think I used 5 balls of this, which is 100 grams, and it's 115 yards. So, I don't know, do the math. Otherwise, it was a really great pattern. I liked it, all the mishaps. And I'm going to give it to her, not this weekend, I'll see her next weekend, and hopefully she likes it. Oh, cool. So that's FO number 2. And my final FO, actually, which is cool. And I have a few skeins of this left over that I will likely use, I don't know, for something. I really like it. I would actually buy more and make a sweater for myself. We'll see. Me and my mom match a lot, so maybe. Moving on to whips. I only have 1 whip on the needle right now, and that is intentional for a few reasons. So, you've seen this before. It's in my Belcher family bag by Mrs. Brown's Bags. Oh, God, what is Belcher family? Plankenstella? Spun right round? I don't know. Belcher family. It's like this gorgeous, I mean, you can see it. Gorgeous yarn. So I knew I had to have this bag. I think it's a medium taupe. So in that bag is my wool and honey sweater, which you have seen before. And it doesn't look like I've made much progress on the body because I haven't. But what I did do was the sleeves. So, I ended up making them full long sleeves. You can't see. Full long sleeves. I just don't like 3/4 really. And I wanted to do the sleeves first because I'm a little bit short on suggested yarn. I know they usually overestimate so that people are safe. But I decided I wanted to do my sleeves and then use all of the yarn that I have left for the body. So I just came back to my body needles today, like literally 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And this is where I'm at. So I still have a good number of inches and I have a decent amount of yarn left. And this is my Hedwig from Explorer Knits and Fibers on her Cashmere Caverns base. And so I have a little bit there and a little bit here. And I think I said last time I'm alternating skeins, doing helical knitting, because some of them have a little bit more brown. Like this one has a lot of brown, this has almost none, and then this is somewhere in the middle, so I am not alternating this one right now. And so I should be able to have a full-length sweater and not just have another crop sweater, although I like crop sweaters. But now I'm just going around and around helically in garter stitch. You can see all of this really cool beehive. And you can see where I added, I did this part with one of the skeins without helical knitting, and then you can see somewhere around here I started helical knitting and it's way more blended. I don't mind, it doesn't upset me. You can't see it so much in person. So I'm hoping to have this done sometime soon. And I'm working on my Chiagu interchangeable set, size 4 needles for the body, and I had this Sucre chocolate cake slither and locket. Let's cover my face. Slither and locket. It's not gonna focus. Which was part of the Horcrux Yarn and Charm Club with a homespun house. So that's my only whip. Why do I only have 1 whip on my needles? Because, like I said, I finished this pair of socks, which means I need to dye up my Rory skeins this week, probably tomorrow, and cast those on. I already know what the design's going to look like, so it should be very speedy for me. Hopefully I could get one done even this weekend. And then I'm also going to be casting on as a test knitter for Meg of Bad Wolf Girl Studios, Bad Wolf Girl Sits and Knits. one of her mini Christmas sweaters that's really cute. I'm going to make one for Michael's niece and then hopefully one for my nephew. But that should be pretty quick. Otherwise, I'm just sitting and dyeing up Halloween colors and Advent colors, and I'm loving it so much. Like, I'm hooked. Next year, maybe October Advents, probably Christmas Advents again, or December Advents, full and 12 day. I'm just really, really obsessed with them. Like, it's so much fun. So much fun. I love these one-of-a-kind colorways and looking at a picture and taking inspiration and finding colors that are going to fade into or be picked up in the next mini, and it's just so much fun. So much fun. But some other Halloween colorways are in the shop. Rusted Spokes, as always, this is a favorite, and will soon be in a kit with my eggplant colorway for the Sanderson Sister sweater by Michael Shawn. I'm going to have kits. I'm going to have 2 kits up. So I'm going to have the eggplant and Rusted Spokes. And I think I'm going to have Rusted Spokes with my Sanderson Sister colorway, which is a lighter speckle, so having 2 options. I don't have any of those because y'all bought the ones that I dyed up. So I will have to dye up some more. I maybe cast something up for myself. Cast something on for myself. But Rusted Spokes, I just dyed up Witch's Brew for the first time this year. It's getting a little bit blown out. It has these purples, blacks, pops of chartreuse, some pink, the way the dye breaks, the way I dye the yarn with an Oogie Boogie mini, which is really fun. A fun Halloween sock set. I know I made this for Michael and myself last year. I have some more Oogie Boogie on mohair. Troll Boogies on my singles base is super blowing out. That's what it looks like. It's a little bit more green than Oogie Boogie. I think it's maybe a little hard to tell here, but you can see on my Instagram I posted pictures of both. And my This Is Halloween on my cloud base that I think I'm going to make a hat with. This and Troll Boogies maybe coming up. We'll see. But I'm loving all of this. A bunch of this. All of this is available in the shop on all my bases. And Advents. Yeah, I'm so excited. I love this. I think I'm going to definitely get into Yarn of the Month clubs next year, where there's surprise and just based on a picture. I've been thinking a lot about things that are important to me and what's important to my brand. And I know one of the things that really started to inspire me was my love of the shore and all the places I've been. And so I'm thinking, don't hold me to it, about doing a Yarn and Charm club based on some of the places I've traveled. And so a few years ago, a friend and I, who were just kind of acquaintances at that time, decided to go on a road trip across the country. We did the northern route and we went in and out of Canada, and we called it From the Open Road. And we took amazing pictures and videos. We bought a truck and turned it into a camper basically, and lived in that for 2 weeks. And it was really, really fun. We made it all the way to California and then sold the car and flew back. We loved it so much. I should say, I didn't that time. He bought a truck for himself, and we did another road trip the following summer, which was another From the Open Road, and did the southern route. And so if you want to ever on Instagram see some of those photos, you could search that hashtag From the Open Road or We the Wild. That's his travel company. And so I have so many amazing photos from those trips. I'm thinking about using those like one a month as inspiration for some of the places I've been. I know a lot of places do, a lot of dyers do like nature, national parks. Obviously, Allie is like queen of that. But I thought it would be really cool, and I don't know, just a fun way for me to get connected back into where I started and what's important. And I thought it would be fun for other folks to connect with places that are close to them or near to them, or they want to go to and maybe can't travel to right now. And so all of that is kind of coming up in the next few months. I'm going to sign off because I'm about to hit 30 minutes, and this is going to start a new video, and I don't want to do that. But thanks for hanging out with me. Everybody stay safe. Stay home when you can, if you can. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. I'll see you next time. Bye.